And I'd like to talk to you today about anonymous egg donation. Well, really, it's kind of not a thing anymore. So let's talk about it. I know that some of my clients and some egg donors still prefer to engage in anonymous or non-identifiable. That's actually a better phrase than anonymous egg donation. They just want to keep things private right now. They don't really want to have a relationship. Either the intended parents don't want one, or the egg donor doesn't want one, or both, right? So that's the way, it can still be done, non-identifiable. However, we do always talk to our parents as well as the egg donor, and I think the egg donor being a little bit younger definitely understands this, that and sometimes if you do a private sperm donation, so we can include the men too, not just the women, but the egg donor really does understand that nothing is anonymous in today's world. We have ancestry.com, 23andMe. I actually, even before ancestry.com, I represented an actress, and if you just googled couple pieces of information, she popped up on Google. It was really scary for her, actually. When I was talking to her, I said, "Oh, hey, is that you in the green top?" And she's like, "Yep, yes, it is." So, really and truly, it's not anonymous. Most of the cases that we work on, there actually is a known element to it, especially for our same-sex couples, our daddies. Our daddies really want their children to know not only their surrogate, but also the egg donor. They form typically a really lasting bond with the egg donor and the surrogate. I know one intended parent who I'm very close to. He's actually here in San Diego right now, and his son always comes and meets his surrogate. He doesn't live in the United States, but his son has his relationship, and I think they do with the egg donor. But surprisingly, they're actually closer to the surrogate. So you really actually form a bond with it. And regarding the law, the egg donor doesn't look at it as her child. She never does. Some women can do this and some can't. She's giving whoever that is, two daddies, a mom and a dad, a mom and a mom, whoever you are. I've worked with a throuple. She, the donor, or he, but I think it's really more women that really look at it as, I'm giving you the genetic material for you to have your child. It's not my child. I really knew an egg donor really well, and she just stopped telling her friends because they would argue with her and say, "It's your baby, it's your baby." It was such a great meeting. Her mother came down to make sure that, the agency was good and her daughter was going to be protected. And she was like, "No, it's not my baby. It's their baby. I'm giving you just that little piece to help you along." So really and truly, we look at it as non-identifiable at the time, but with everything that's going on, Ancestry, 23andMe, there is really no anonymous egg donation anymore. And I have to say, as somebody who had their children via surrogacy, it's nice for their kids to know their story. Everybody really wants to know how they were born, where they were born, what happened. My daughter asked me when she was very little, "Mommy, when I grew in your tummy," she was already at preschool, and she's about 2.5, and I said, "No, Mommy's tummy was broken. So Allie carried you in her tummy because her tummy worked." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she just went on her merry way, and we did whatever. So kids like to know that. So just keep in mind that you still can be non-identifiable. We do include in the contract that there's nothing like anonymous. Your child could find out, the donor, they could contact each other. The child, remember, is not a party to the agreement. The child doesn't exist at the moment. So that's one thing. But the child can't be a party to an agreement until the child is an adult. And that would be 18 years of age in the United States when you can legally contract. So the child is not a party to the agreement. The child can do whatever the child wants. Just keep in mind that you can be non-identifiable, but truly, egg donors, sperm donors, but egg donors don't really care for the most part. They're like, "You want to meet? Great, we'll meet. We'll get to know each other." So we handle contracts in both manners, and we counsel definitely differently. If you're known, then we definitely say that any relationship that the donor has with the child is not a parent-child relationship. That's really important to get that in the contract. To keep in mind that you will be the parents and the donor will not. So, right? If you have any questions, as always, you can find me on socials. You can email me. You can DM me. Happy to answer any questions. I'm doing this on a Friday, so TGIF. It's been a good but long week, and I kind of need a nap. All right. So talk to you later. Glad to do this, and take care. Bye.